close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Hey guys, today on the podcast we got Caleb Timu. He's currently playing for Montpellier in France and has played for the Queensland Reds and the Wallabies and the Brisbane Broncos. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast, and I'll see you in the next. Welcome to the podcast.
All good, man. Thank you for having me. Excited.
All good. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
So I grew up, always wanted to be a rugby player, man. So to be doing that as my job now, I feel pretty grateful, and I'm just glad that I can do something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a young kid.
Yeah. How long have you been wanting to do that?
So I started playing rugby when I was about 8 or 9. And so once I started playing, ever since maybe, say, 10. So that's a good, 15 odd years of kind of wanting to do it. So, it's been good.
Yeah. How would your oldest friend describe you?
My oldest friend would describe me as someone who loves food and just always on the go, always doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of in your general life or career so far?
I think being a dad, man. Like, I've got 2 little boys, so being obviously married, my wife, being a husband and a father would be the biggest kind of accomplishment for me, and something. Also, I've always wanted to be a dad, so to have 2 little boys that are very active, that would be my biggest achievement so far.
Yeah. How do you handle hard times, like injuries, not getting selected, that sort of thing?
Yep. So injuries, I've done my ACL, my knee, so that's probably one of the worst injuries you can do.
Yeah.
And so, just dealing with that. I relied on, my wife, but also mates. Like, I had another mate, Reece Short, that did his knee as well, and another mate, Chris Saltier. So having, good support systems around me helped me get through it, as well as staff, because I was out for maybe nearly a whole year until I played another game. And so with not getting selected, that's a tough one, man. I think just seeing that as a way to improve myself, not taking it too personally, but I've used it as motivation to see what I can do better and things like that. So that's how I deal with adversity.
Yeah, with the ACL injury, was that a lonely period of your life?
A lonely period?
Yeah, just being home, not being able to do anything.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think it was, especially when I was at training, and the boys would be on the field. I'd just be in the corner doing my physio stuff. And before that, I was in the gym, I wouldn't even be out on the field. So I'd say there was some times that I felt quite lonely. But like I said, having good mates around me helped me through that time. And now I look back at it and I'm grateful that I went through it, because it taught me things that otherwise I wouldn't have learned.
Yeah. Was it hard moving from New Zealand?
I think, at the time it was, when I was a little kid, because in New Zealand I was 5, so I went to my first year of school. And so I remember making some good friends and stuff, and having to say goodbye to them after that year. And so moving to Australia, I had a Kiwi accent. And so people at school would give me a hard time just because I didn't sound the same as them. So initially it was hard. The heat was different, because New Zealand's obviously cold.
Yeah.
Coming to Brisbane, it was super hot. There was it was exciting, but also, a difficult time.
Yeah. How old were you when you moved?
So I was 5'26". So I was only, just small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it been like playing over in France?
Man, it's been good. I think the first thing was quite hard was the language. At training and stuff, I didn't know what the coach was saying. But then, as I learned more of the language and understood the people, and just kind of focused on the rugby, I really enjoy it now. I love it here. I could probably see myself staying here for a while if I, can keep playing well. So, overall, it's been really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. How was that language barrier at first, and how did you learn the language?
Yeah. So, oh man, it was hard. So me and my wife and kids, we moved here, like, and it was just a chore even going to like the grocery stores because you didn't know where things were. Like, it was so far in, like even because obviously it's in French, like flour and things like that. So just having to learn those little things. Going to the bank, like we went to this one time, we went to a, and like we tried to speak as much French as we could, and they just told us to come back when we have someone that spoke French because they just didn't want to deal with us. And so yeah, at times it was difficult, but we just try to study, do our French studies, and practice it when we're out, like ordering food or whatever else. So yeah, learning language is difficult, but I think it comes in practicing it and
Yeah.
studying as
Yeah.
well.
How good are you at Spanish? I mean, French.
Still very basic, man. Like I can order like a meal at the restaurant and kind of just basic greetings and things like that and
Yeah.
introduce myself. But yeah, it's a difficult language. Have you learned French before?
No, I'm doing Spanish.
Are you doing Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard, eh? Like, how are you finding it?
Yeah. It's really.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the experience like playing for the Reds for those years that you did?
Yep. Oh man, I loved it. Yeah, it was a really good time of my life being there, and that's where I learned kind of play rugby at the highest level because before that I didn't play rugby. Like my last game rugby was in 2011, so I was like in year 12. And so yeah, it had been ages. I was playing league, and so yeah, it was difficult too because like I didn't know like much of the rules, like line out jumping. I sucked at that, so it was a big testing time. But yeah, just like with the boys there, and the playing group were really good, and I enjoyed my time there, and yeah, I learned pretty much everything I know about rugby was through my time there.
Yeah. Then before that, you started with the Broncos. What was that like for the years that you spent there?
Yeah, it was good, man. So I was there as a junior from after high school. I signed like a 2-year deal with them in the Toyota Cup, the NYC competition. And yeah, it's obviously, as you know, like it's one of the best clubs in the NRL. Rich history, they've won a lot, and so the standard was really high. So for me, I'm grateful that I started there because it taught me a lot of the things that I needed to learn, like professionalism and just trying to like train and standard and things like that. But yeah, I loved it, man. It was a really good experience.
Yeah. Then fast forwarding a couple of years to your Wallabies debut. What was that like?
Yeah, it was surreal because when I made my Wallabies debut, I only debuted for the Reds the year before, like the end of the year. So like I hadn't played a whole heap of Super Rugby, so I was excited, but at the same time, I was also nervous because like I felt like I hadn't learned everything I needed to learn to play at that level. So I just did my best, but yeah, to start, like I remember when I got my jersey because I debuted in Brisbane. Yeah, just to have that like number 8 jersey, like to play for the Wallabies and to sing the national anthem in front of like a packed home crowd with my family and stuff. It was a really good experience and something that I will always remember, won't take for granted. And yeah, I'm happy that I was able to put on the green and gold jersey.
Yeah. Do you still remember anything from your debut?
Oh, I remember it being quick. It went fast, man. Like I remember I got a head knock during the game because I had to come off and do a HIA test. But yeah, I just remember being quick and physical, just everything I guess I expected from test level. But yeah, we won that game as well. So that was I just remember it was a good time. Like my family were there and stuff. So yeah, it was just a good experience overall.
Yeah, especially to do it in Brisbane as well, where you'd grown up.
Yeah, man. Like especially Suncorp, because when I was at the Broncos and like coming out of high school, driving past Suncorp, like man, I always want to play there, you know. And so when I got the opportunity with the Broncos under 20s and then with the Reds and then with the Wallabies, like yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better, I guess, debut being at home and yeah, being on home soil at Suncorp Stadium. It was pretty surreal.
Yeah. Moving away from rugby, what's it been like running your own podcast, the Timu Time?
Yeah, man. Thanks. It's been good. Like I've just wanted to do something away from footy, like that I can invest my time in. Because before that, like I study at uni online, but I spent a lot of time on PlayStation, playing like FIFA and COD. And so, I just came to a point where, man, I just wanted to try and use my time a bit better. And I found podcasting, like my wife and I just thought about it one night, and we just tried it and gave it a go. And then from there, it kind of just took off. Like, just started, doing our own podcast and then interviewing other people. And it's been a really good learning experience. Like, as you'd know, get to meet like some people that you wouldn't really have conversations with. And it's been a good growth opportunity for me. And I've been really enjoying it. It's been challenging, like, as you know, but I'm keen to just keep growing it and just trying to help reach people and help people. What I'm all about.
I've listened to a couple episodes, my favourite being the one with Samu Karevi.
Oh, yeah, nice, man.
He's also been on my podcast, who's coming out this week.
Yeah. Oh, I seen that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it was really good to talk to him. Like, I've known him since I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And so, his journey, he's like, he's the man, as you'd know, like one of the best in the world. So, that's cool. You got to speak to him as well.
Yeah. Going back to rugby, have you always played number 8 from...
Yes, I've always played number 8 since school. Like, because I went to Nudgee College for a couple of years. I was a number 8 there. I played with, Sean McMahon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played with him. I think he was a 6. He was a 6. So he was a 6. I was the 8. Christian Satui was our 7. And then, for Queensland schoolboys, Australian schoolboys, I've always been 8. The Reds. And then, obviously here, play 8 as well. So, it's my kind of prime position. I can play, like, blind side, number 6 as well, but primarily number 8.
Yeah. What was your path to professional rugby?
So my path, I guess it started with like playing in high school. So getting picked up so I was playing league. So I was scouted by Nudgee College, by Todd Dammers. He got me to Nudgee. So I guess my path really started there. Apart from playing, like, when I was playing under 8s and stuff, you don't really learn the game fully. So probably Nudgee College, and then playing like Queensland schoolboys, Australian schoolboys, and then that led to opportunities with the Broncos, and then I got the Reds kind of always kept their like tabs on me. So when the opportunity came up, went to the Reds and further developed my rugby there, which led to the Wallabies, and then coming over to France. So it's been a journey that's kind of taken a while, but I'm glad that I've had some good, I guess, stepping stones along the way.
Yeah. What team were you in for Nudgee?
I played in the first 15, so I went there when I was in grade 10, end of grade 10, all of grade 11. So I played first 15 in 2010 when I was 16. And then, I went back to Marsden in grade 12 and I played league there. So, played first 15. I was lucky enough to play in that team.
Yeah. What are your goals for the next couple of years for your podcast and for your rugby?
Yep. So I'll start with the podcast. Like, I just wanted to grow as much as I can. Like, I want to eventually be able to like monetize it and have sponsors and stuff on it, reach more people, just be consistent with it, I guess. And just push out good content that people want to listen to and can relate to. So that's kind of more of a long-term kind of goal, like just trying to build it right now. But with rugby, being in France, this is my last year of my contract, so I just want to, solidify some more work for me and my family in the next couple of years. Be that in France or Japan or whatever else, I'm not sure, but we'll see where that takes me. So I'll find out probably towards the end of the year, early next year, where I'll be, if I'll be anywhere. Might be back home in Brisbane, who knows?
Yeah. How have you been keeping yourself busy and fit during this little period?
This is I've been training for like the last, I think, 5 or 6 weeks, man. So before that, in France, we were in lockdown for about 2 months, and so I'll just do home workouts with my wife. We bought some weights, so I did like weights in the garage, and then we started back at training, just like 2 hours a day for 3.5 weeks. Had a break, and then we're on like the end of our preseason block now. So we start playing games next week, which is like trial matches, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, like kind of towards the back or end of pre-season right now.
Nice. Who's the worst teammate to room with through your career and why?
Who's the worst? Yeah, I would say Nella, the Tongan Thor. I think I've roomed with him a couple of times, but he loves his phone, well, as we all do. But yeah, I think during that time, but that, yeah, I think I'll say Nella. We'll just go with him.
Not his first time as the worst person on the podcast for the roommate.
Yeah, we'll throw him under the bus. I think a lot of the lads have brought him up.
JP Smith. A couple others.
Yeah.
What's the best word to describe you right now?
Best word to describe me right now? Oh, I think happy, man. I would say happy. Yeah, I feel like I'm at a really good place with everything, like with my family, with my wife, kids, and spiritually, physically, with work, being in France, like enjoying it more, with the podcast, just doing something outside of footy. So yeah, I just feel like at the moment there's a good balance in my life, feeling happy, and that's important to me. Just being having a good just being happy.
Yeah. What advice would you give a 12-year-old kid today?
What advice? First and foremost, listen to your parents. I think growing up, sometimes I had deaf ears, man. So, but looking back, just listen to your parents, and if you have, to set goals for yourself, and that anything's possible if you put the work in, and you have a vision of what you want in your life. You can really achieve anything. So, I too was once a 12-year-old boy, as was a lot of other people that have gone on to do, like live their dreams and things like that. So, set some goals and just go achieve it and listen to your parents.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the podcast today.
All good, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. I hope you guys did enjoy the podcast with Caleb Timu. If you want, you can go listen to the podcast with me and Caleb on his podcast, the Timu Time Podcast. Hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown.